Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Aquatic Centre here in Manchester for session 3 of the Lancs County Championships for 2018. This morning's events are event 301, the men's 100 metres freestyle. 302 is the women's 200 metres individual medley. 303 is the men's 200 metres backstroke. And then 304 to 310 are the finals of the age groups for the men's 100 metres freestyle. In the interests of fair play, we ask that you set to silent all mobile phones and pages, as if one activates during the race, it may jeopardise an athlete's position. We also ask for your complete silence and no flash photography when the athletes are signalled to their blocks. And we thank you in advance for your cooperation. As you've noticed, we've no parade on for our officials today. And we'd like to get on as soon as possible. I'm just waiting for a heat sheet, so I can announce who's in which heat and how many heats we've got. We have got a full programme. If you've noticed, there is 217 swimmers in the men's 100 metres freestyle, and the women's 200 metres individual medley. There's 238 competitors and 117 in the men's, so there's going to be quite a few heats. And like I say, we will be live on the World Wide Web. If you go onto the Swim Lancashire website and follow the links, you should be able to find it there. But likewise, if you want to tweet us about anything, it's hashtag LancsChamps18. If you've got any requests, we want to read them out during the day, we will do. Okay, I think we're just about ready to go. This is the first event, which is event 301, the men's 100 metres freestyle. And we start with event 1, or heat 1. Over to you, referee. So as we get this first event underway, we have, as I said, a number of swimmers in each of the events. That's why there's only 3 events this morning. In this event 301, we have 26 heats on the men's 100 metres freestyle, 29 heats of the women's 200 metres individual medley. As we come down into the last 15 metres, it's Liam Hardy in lane 4 from the city of Manchester. He looks as though he's going to take the touch. He does. 1:23.79 from Jacob Chambers. 25.89. And Aidan Watkins. Just coming into the finish. Well done, Aidan. I'll just wait for the confirmation of the results. And we have the confirmation. Moving on to heat number 2. So as we get this heat 2 underway, in lane 1 we've got Sean Flanagan. We haven't got Sean Flanagan in lane 1. We've got Samuel Quinn from Wigan Best in lane 2. And then we've got Nikolai Patera from Southport, Finley Pope from Bolton Metro, Panagiotis Angelakis, the Iron Man, Lewis Gilbert from Flips in lane 6. Lane 7, Oliver Crooks from Bolton Metro. And in lane 8, Ethan Naisbitt from Pioneer 79. And looks as though it's Finley Pope from Lewis Gilbert. And coming up in lane number 3 is Nikolai Patera from Southport. Looks as though it's going to be Finley. It's going to get there first, and then it's very, very close for second. It's Lewis Gilbert from Nikolai. And there we have the confirmation of the result. Move on to heat number 3. We've got Daniel Haynes from Wigan Best, Ryan Potter from Blackpool and Platters in lane number 2. Will Dawkins from Preston in 3. Jack Applestone from lane of Barracudas in 4. Charlie Collins from Wigan Best, he's in 5 and he turns first at the halfway point. Ruben Quayle from Bolton Metro, he's down turns in 3rd place. In lane number 6, Eric Inman from Preston. And Hardy Kinnear number 8. It's 3 swimmers in lanes 3, 4 and 5. So Emil Dawkins, Jack Heppelston and Charlie Collins. It looks as though Jack Heppelston has just got the edge, and he's going to come into it first from Charlie Collins. And Harvey Kinnear gets the 3rd place. And wait for that confirmation of the result, and there we have it. Heat number 4. So in lane number 1, we've got Leonardo the Fort from the Isle of Man, Robbie Bishop from Southport in 2, Robert Littler from Leyland Barracudas in 3, Callum Rolling from Southport in lane number 4, Matt Thompson from Bolton Metro in 5, Daniel Canavan from Aqua Bears in 6, Maswell Sturzica from Blackpool in 7, and Tom Adamson from Carnforth in lane number 8. And it's Callum Rolland, 32.48 from Southport, turning in first from Mark Thompson. And then Robbie Bishop in lane number 2. These three just got about a body's length, very equal as they come down into the last 25. It can be anybody's race. Well, it looks as though it's going to be Callum Rolling. Under the flags we go. It's going to be Callum Rolling, but it's going to be very, very close then. Mark Thompson, maybe. Yeah, he gets the second from Robbie Bishop. And there we have the confirmation of the result. And we move on to heat number 5. This heat number 5 in lane number 2, we've got Luca Morelli from Blackpool Aquatics, William Havers Strong from Burnley Bobcats, Jack Parkinson from Fleetwood in lane number 4, Mackenzie Ronson Horrocks from Carnforth in 5, Samuel Grimes from Wigan Best in 6, Thomas O'Donnell from Southport in 7, and his teammate Thomas Boylett in lane number 8. And it's Jack Parkinson from Fleetwood, 31.05 from Luca Morelli in lane number 2, and William Havers Strong. So our swimmers on the far side of the pool that seem to be having the best first 50. Although coming down to Thomas O'Donnell in lane number 7 is starting to fight back as we come in the last 15 metres. It looks as though it's going to be Jack Parkinson from Luca Morelli, William Havers Strong, and very, very close behind is Thomas O'Donnell. As we wait for the confirmation of the result, and there we have it, heat number 6. And in this heat number 6 in lane number 1, we've got Matthew Haynes from Wigan Best, Johnny Gibbs from Preston in lane number 2. Lane number 3 is Joshua Walker from the City of Manchester. Max Delaney from Leyland Barracudas in lane number 4. Jake Christen, City of Manchester in lane 5, and his teammate Nathan Clare in lane number 6. Nathan Arthur from City of Salford in 7. Lewis Crosby from Stretford in lane number 8. And it looks as though it's Max Delaney, who's got a birthday next week actually. on the 2nd of Feb. He's going to be 13. And he's going to come in. He's going to take the touch. He's first from Nathan Arthur. And then Nathan Clare. And there we have the confirmation of that result. Heat number 7. And so in this heat number 7, in lane number 1, we've got Daniel Ainsworth from Blackburn. 2, Caleb Griffiths from Crosby. 3 is Tobias Pilkington from Burnley Bobcats. George Cookson from Carnforth, he's in lane number 4. Zach Walmsley from Blackburn in 5. Ronnie Calvary-Sumner from Great Harwood in 6. Tobias Easton from Lancaster in 7. And Benjamin Horton from the City of Manchester, who turns first down here in lane number 8, having a very, very good swim in this outside lane. As we come down in the last 25 metres, he's still got that half a body. Although we're having a fight back by Zach Walmsley in 5. It's going to be Benjamin Horton from the City of Manchester. He's going to take the win from Zach Walmsley and George Cookson. And there we have the confirmation of that result as we move on to heat number 8. And in this, our heat number 8, we've got in lane number 1, Spencer Cragg from Burnley Bobcats. 2 is Charles Kelly from Southport. 3, Joseph Stout, City of Salford. 4, Ralph Halliburton, Chapel. He's from Fleetwood. 5, Jack Porter, Leyland Barracudas. 6, Alexander Volkovoy from the City of Salford. Rhys Griffiths from Pioneer 79 in 7. And Michael Broderick from the Isle of Man in lane number 8. So it's Ralph Halliburton, Chapel from Fleetwood, turning first, 30.39. Not quite under that magical 30 seconds for the first 50. But down here in lane number 8, Michael Broderick from the Isle of Man. Looks as though he's starting to come through as we come into the last 5 metres. It's going to be Michael Broderick, who's had a fantastic final 50. And he takes it from Joseph Stout. And there we have the confirmation of the result. As we move on to heat number 9. So in lane number 1 is Liam Carey from Wigan Best. Lane 2, Patrick Donnelly from Everton. Lane 3 is Benjamin Harrison from Burnley Bobcats. Jack Sheffield from the City of Salford. He's in lane 4. William Horman, City of Liverpool in 5. Miles Paul from the City of Salford. In lane number 6, Daniel Leach, Lancaster. In lane number 7, and Tyler Maguire Thornton from Oldham Aquatics. Down here in lane number 8, but it's Patrick Donnelly from Everton. From Benjamin Harrison and Liam Carey. It turned at the halfway turn, but it's going to be Patrick Donnelly. He comes away with a body length lead. And he touches from Benjamin Harrison and Miles Paul, 1:03.43. There we have the confirmation of that result as we move on to heat number 10. And in lane number 1 we've got Fraser Cook from Southport, Joseph Arcangelo from Charlie Marlins in lane number 2, Ruben Rowbotham Keating from the City of Manchester in 3, Thomas Curfey from the Isle of Man in 4, Matthew Boyd from Clitheroe in 5, James Hanford from Leyland Barracudas in 6, Gabriel Taylor Rimmer from Bolton Metro in 7, Tom Arkwright from Leyland Barracudas in lane number 8, and it's Joseph Arcangelo breaking that magical 30 seconds for the first 50. He's leading, and he's got a very, very slight lead at the turn, but it looks as though in lane number 1, Fraser Cook from Southport, it looks as though as we come under the flags it might actually be James Hanford. It is James Hanford, 1:01.77 from Fraser Cook, Ruben Rowbotham Keating, and there we have the confirmation of the results. Heat number 11. As we go through the first 25, it looks as though lane 5, Ben Rogerson from Preston, has just got that slight lead over what looks like William Nengu from Bolton Metro in 2. But as we come into the turn, it is Ben Rogerson, 28.90 for the first 50 from Henry Moore from Southport in the lane next to him. It's followed by Adam Tabernacle from Preston, 29.69. As we come down into the final 25, still is Ben Rogerson, and looks like his teammate Adam Tabernacle that's coming back at him into the last 5 metres. It's going to be Ben Rogerson from Henry Moore from Adam Tabernacle. As we have the confirmation of the result, heat number 12. As we come down into the halfway turn, in lane number 1, Thomas Baines from Pioneer 79, Alfie Jones from Stretford in 2, Jack Charmer from Blackpool Aquatics in 3, it's Matthew Spencer from Southport in 4, Sean Flanagan from Crosby in 5, Alfredo Lozano from Wigan Best in 6, Samuel Case from Clitheroe in 7, and Harry Robinson from Pioneer 79 in lane number 8. And as we come down under the flags, it looks as though it might be Jack Charmot It is Jack Charmer from Alfredo Lozano. And Thomas Baines over in lane number 1. And Sean Flanagan just coming in as we wait for the confirmation of the results. And there we have it, heat 13. As we go through the first 25 and down to the 50, it looks as though it's Joseph Chappell from Fleetwood. It looks as though he's got the edge. He might turn first. It's not. It's Elliot Warwick from Liverpool Penguins over in lane number 1. From Joseph Chappell in lane number 6. These two have got a slight lead, very, very even right the way across the pool. And it looks as though it's going to be Elliot Warwick from Liverpool Penguins. Turning in 29.04. He's going to touch first, and it looks as though it might be Cian Horan. It's not, it's Joseph Chappell from Cian Horan. So we've got a disqualification to announce in that last heat. Is heat 13. Lane number 5 was disqualified. So as we come down to the halfway turn in this heat 14, it's Jordan McDonald from Southport, from Luke Adams, City of Salford, and Harry Rowland from Southport. Two Southport swimmers. And it's Jordan who's got a commanding lead as he comes down underneath the flags. He's going to 55.90. From Luke Adams, 59.38. Now wait for the confirmation of the result. Excellent swim that by Jordan McDonald. And there we have the confirmation of that result. Heat 15. This our heat 15. Christy Hayden Cullen from Garston, sorry, apologies. In lane number 1, lane number 2, Thomas Hill from Southport, lane 3, Max Adams, City of Salford, Joshua Harvey, Liverpool Penguins from 4, Ryan McGreevy from Fleetwood in 5, Finlay Makin from City of Manchester in 6, Lewis Peake from the Isle of Man in 7, and One Eye Tam from the City of Manchester down here in lane number 8. And it's Finlay Makin going through the turn, 58, 28, 39. Well, it looks as though it might be Christy Hayden Cullen from Garston over on the far side. It is from Max Adams and Finley Makin. As we wait for the confirmation of a result. And there we have it, heat 16. And as we come down to the turn, it looks as though it is Jonah Thomas Kelly from Ramsbottom who's going to turn first. He does from Nathan Holmes and Thomas Duxbury. In lane 1 we've got Jack Stanley from Blackburn, 2 is Thomas Duxbury from Bolton Metro, Samuel Butterworth from Ramsbottom in 3, Jonah Thomas Kelly, his teammate, in 4, Thomas McCarthy from Salford. Nathan Holmes in 6, Joshua Maitland from Ormskirk in 7, and Christopher Lockett in lane number 8. But it's Nathan Holmes from Preston, 58.66. I'll wait for the confirmation of that result. And there we have the confirmation of that result. Heat scene. So in this heat 17, in lane number 1 we've got Robert Cowley from City of Manchester. There's Adam Jones, his teammate, in lane number 2. Matthew Rooney from Everton in 3. Christopher Winrow from Blackpool Aquatics in 4. Lewis Mailer from Orca, he's in 5. Dakota Ravatali from Burnley Bobcats in 6. Harvey Lowe from the Isle of Man in 7. And Ben Porter from Leyland Barracudas down here in lane number 8. And it's Robert Cowley from the City of Manchester, who touches in 53.33. From Lewis Mailer and Adam Jones. And there we have the confirmation of that result. Heat 18. In lane number 1 we've got Tyrese Smith from the City of Liverpool, Benjamin Havers-Strong from Burnley Bobcats in 2, Finley Jones-Wright from Fleetwood in 3, Ben McAvoy from City of Salford in 4, Joseph Burns from Prescott in 5, Jake Reynolds from Bolton Metro in 6, Mason Barnsley Fowler from Leyland Barracudas, he's in 7, and Alexander Bradley from Lancaster, and turning in 3rd place down here in lane number 8. It's our 2 outside lanes that are having a really, really good swim. Tyrese over in the lane number 1 over on the far side looks as though he's just got the edge as he come under the flags. He looks as though he's going to get it from Alexander Bradley. And then Mason Barnsley Fowler, 58.84. And we have confirmation of the results as we move on to heat number 19. Down here in lane number 8, Luca Tomasello from City of Manchester. Looks as though he might just have a slight lead as we come into the 50 turn. Next to him, Samuel Ellis, City of Liverpool. 6 is Robin Austin from Carnforth. Sean Rathod from Preston in 5. Samuel Taylor, City of Manchester in 4. Luke Hoey from the City of Salford in 3. Ben Makin from Pioneer in 2. And Matthew Crabtree from Carnforth in lane number 1. It looks as though Luca might just have the edge. He might even just get the touch as we come under the last 5 metres under the flags. He does from Ben Makin and Lou Hoey. As we wait for that confirmation. And there we have it, heat 20. We're starting to get down to the business end of this event. We're another six heats to go after this one. Ellis Cleworth, he's in lane number 1 from the City of Liverpool. Lane 2, Gabriel Glynn from Bolton Metro. Luke Nisted from Prescott in 3. Alfie Mars from the City of Manchester in 4. His teammate Rhys Caulfield in 5. Zach Smith-Shelley from Burnley Bobcats in 6. James Mooney from Bolton Metro in 7. And Richard Mead from Carnforth in lane number 8. And it looks as though it might be James Mooney from Zach Smith-Shelley and Alfie Mars as we wait for the confirmation. And there we have it, heat 21. And in this heat 21, in lane number 1 we've got Adam Akic from Bolton Metro, Thomas Dugdale from Carnforth in 2, Ewan Wilson from City of Salford in 3, Daniel Holmes from Preston in 4, Thomas Silk from Crosby in 5, Cameron Lamb from Stockport Metro in 6, William Camden from City of Salford in 7, and Joseph McHugh from Ashton-under-Lyne in lane number 8. And as we went through the turn, it's William Camden from Daniel Holmes and Thomas Dugdale. But it looks as though it might be Ewan Wilson as we come under the flags. Ewan Wilson from Will Camden. It is from Daniel Holmes. 56.86 for Ewan. And there we have the confirmation of the result. Heat 22. And in lane number 1 from the City of Manchester, we've got Ben Smith. And Next to him in lane number 2, Carrick Thompson from the Isle of Man. Lane 3, James Simpson from Flixton. Lane 4, George Robinson from Preston. 5, Marcus Day from the city of Salford. 6, Bailey Hayson from the city of Manchester. And in 7, we've got Jacob Casey from Everton. Next to him, Jack Mackay-Smith from Bolton Metro. And it's Carrick Thompson. Turn first. And it looks as though it might be James Simpson from Flixton. It is James Simpson from Marcus Day and Jacob Casey. I'll wait for that confirmation as we have a disqualification. Heat 23. And as we mentioned in the last heat, Heat 22, we have a disqualification, lane 4. So, Heat 22, lane 4, disqualified. And in this heat, in lane 1, we've got Joseph Rees from Oldham Aquatics, Jack Hardman, Pioneer 79, James Parker from Preston in 3, Jack Morris from Bolton Metro in 4, Matthew Sylvester from Wigan Best in 5, Daniel Fairclough from Blackburn in 6, Alexander Axford from City of Manchester in 7, and Bradley Astles from Preston in lane number 8. As we come down into the last 5 metres, it looks as though it's going to be Dylan Fairclough. It is Dylan Fairclough from Jack Morris, from Bradley Astles. And there we have the confirmation of that result. Heat 25. Looks as though it might be Benjamin Winterburn, who's had the best start down here in lane number 8. Next to him is Peter Allen from the Isle of Man in 7. Kieran Hennessy from Ormskirk in 6. Liam Carlin from Bootle in 5. Ben Martin from Pioneer in 4. Jared Armstrong from City of Manchester in 3. James Duncan from City of Salford in 2. And Harry Pilkington from Burnley Bobcats in lane number 1. But it looks as though lanes 3 and 4. Jared Armstrong and Ben Martin. It looks as though it's going to be Ben Martin from Jared Armstrong, from Liam Carlin. As we wait for the confirmation of the results. And there we have it, Heat 25. As we come down into the turn, it looks as though it might be Harley Benjes. It's Neil White, 25.97 from Declan Hall, and Harley Benjes. And the golden lanes in the middle. It still looks as though It's Neil. As we come down underneath the flags, he looks as though he's going to take it from Harley Benjes. And Scott Proven, as we wait for the confirmation of that result. And in this, our final heat of the men's 100 metres freestyle. In lane number 1, we've got Nathan Lowe from the city of Salford, Jake Clapperson from the city of Manchester in 2. 3, Jacob Lee from Southport. And in lane number 4, we've got Nathan Bennett, city of Manchester. Lane 5, we've got Matthew George from city of Salford, Ben Turlin, Pioneer. In lane number 6, Owen O'Connor from Ormskirk in lane number 7, and Kian Marjai from Wigan Best down here in lane number 8. It looks as though it's Matthew George. 53.10 from Nathan Bennett, Jacob Lee. That completes event 301. Our next event is event 302, which is the women's 200 metres individual medley. There are 29 heats, and we start with heat number 1. Just a reminder that on Twitter, if you go to the @Swim Lancashire and then go to, if you want to post anything, Lancs Champs 18, there is a link on there to the live stream on the World Wide Web. If you've got anything that you want to ask us, or you want to get a shout out, just let us know. You can also follow live results on the Swim Lancashire website. Just while we come down this final leg of this first heat for the women's 200 metres individual medley. Just a shout out to Michaela Shackleton, who is 15 today. She's from Pioneer. So Michaela, 15 today, happy birthday. And as we come into the finish, Abigail Turner from Flixton, from Caitlin Wilson from Clitheroe, and Lola Cragg from the Burnley Bobcats, and Rosemary Holding finishes off heat number 1 as we move on to heat number 2. And so in this heat number 2, we've got in lane number 1, Grace Reed from Prescott, Millie Webber from Wigan Best in lane number 2, Molly Harwood from the City of Salford in 3, Lauren Cussick from Aquabears in 4, Petter Chilton from Blackpool Aquatics in 5, Chloe Ridge from Wigan Best in 7, and Lisa Bazagi from Bolton Metro. Down here in lane number 8, she turns 3rd. And, onto the backstroke leg. It's Molly Haywood, 36.42 for a fly leg from Lauren Cusick. 36.61, not much between them. 36.91 for Lisa. He's having a very, very good swim down here in lane number 8. As we come down into the turn, it is still Molly Harwood from Lauren. As we go through the first 15 metres, Lauren has just started to edge away on this breaststroke leg. And down here, Lisa. She seems to be coming back to our swimmers, lanes 3 and 4. And as she does so, Chloe Ridge from Wigan Best is going with her. She's having a very, very good breaststroke leg. So it's still Lauren Cusick as we come into the turn on the freestyle leg. And she is in front of Molly Harwood, but only just in front of Chloe Ridge, who's had a really, really good breaststroke leg, and Lisa Bazagi. But Lisa, very, very strong on her freestyle. Seems to be coming through into 2nd place. Just going to look as though she's going to edge out Molly. As we come into the finish, it's Lauren Cusick from Lisa Bazagi. And then Molly Harwood from the City of Salford. Just wait for the confirmation of that result. And there we have it, heat number 3. As we go down this first 50, it looks as though it might be Hannah Canty from Southport. It is. She turns 36.47. From Freya Boardman from Everton in lane number 7, and Eva Berger-Williams out there in lane number 1, turning in third 38.25. So it's a good start by Hannah. And this, as we come down to the halfway, she's got about the 2 metre lead now over what looks like Freya, who's going to turn in second, and Eva again in third. It's whoever's going to be the stronger on the breaststroke. Hannah still maintaining the lead with Freya and Emily Moss from Pioneer is just starting to come back with Freya. Eva still going over on the far side in lane number 1. Still Hannah, 2:09.54 off the breaststroke leg, 2:15 for Freya. And Eva 2:17, still in that third place. It's going to be very, very close for the third place. It looks as though Freya's just might hang on. As we come into the last 5 metres, it's going to be Hannah Canty from Southport. And looks like Mia Mason in lane number 2, who's had a fantastic freestyle leg. She finishes in second place with Freya Boardman from Everton in third. Wait for the confirmation of the result. There we have it. Heat number 4. So as we turn on to the backstroke leg, we've got the finalists for the men's 100 metres freestyle in the 10 and 11 years age group. We have Lewis Gilbert from Flixton, Daniel Haynes from Wigan Best, Emil Dawkins from Preston, Harvey Kinnear from Preston, Reuben Quayle from Bolton Metro, Eric Inman from Preston, Finley Pope, Bolton Metro, and Nikolai Patera from Southport, with reserve finalists as Panagiotis Angelakis from the Isle of Man and Oliver Crooks from Bolton Metro. 12 years old age group. Mark Thompson from Bolton Metro, Samuel Grimes from Wigan Best, Johnny Gibbs from Preston, Joshua Walker from City of Manchester, Jake Christen from City of Manchester, Callum Rollin from Southport, Mackenzie Ronson Horrocks from Carnforth, and Robbie Bishop from Southport. And reserve finalists are Daniel Canavan from Aquabears and Robert Littler from Leyland Barracudas. And they're the finalists for the 12 years age group, 13 years age group. Max Delaney, Leyland Barracudas, Liam Carey from Wigan Best, Tom Arkwright from Leyland Barracudas, Ruben Robotham Keating, City of Manchester, Ben Horton from City of Manchester, Miles Paul from the City of Salford, Joseph Stout, City of Salford, Zach Wormsley from Blackburn. Reserve finalists Alexander Volkovoy, Salford, Nathan Arthur, also from the City of Salford, and that is the finalists for the 13 years age group. And as we come down into the finish, it looks like it's Madison Renz from Crosby, from Rihanna Archer from Wigan Best, and Annie Turnen from Wigan Best in third place, but we'll wait for the confirmation of the results. And there we have it. Heat number 5. Our next finalist is the 14 years age group. We have Finlay Makin, City of Manchester, Oliver Taylor, City of Manchester, Samuel Ellis, City of Liverpool, Tyrese Smith from City of Liverpool, Ellis Cleworth, City of Liverpool, Nathan Holmes from Preston, Max Adams, City of Salford, and Jack Reynolds from Bolton Metro, with reserve finalists of Ben Rogerson from Preston and Henry Moore from Southport. And they're the finalists for the 14 years age group. 15 years age group, Thomas McCarthy, City of Salford, Finlay Jones-Wright from Fleetwood, Adam Jones from City of Manchester, Joseph Burns from Prescott, Gabriel Glynn from Bolton Metro, Benjamin Havers-Strong from Burnley Bobcats, One-Eye Tam from City of Manchester, Alfredo Lozano from Wigan Best, reserve finalists Harvey Lowe from the Isle of Man, and Joseph Chappell from Fleetwood. 16 years age group, Thomas Silt from Crosby, Zach Smith-Shelley, Burnley Bobcats, Ewan Wilson, City of Salford, Kian Marjai from Wigan Best, Jack Morris from Bolton Metro, Daniel Holmes from Preston, Luca Tomasello, City of Manchester, Thomas Dugdale from Carnforth, and the reserve finalists Adam Akic, Bolton Metro, and Alfie Mars from the City of Manchester. In the 17 years and over age group, Scott Proven, City of Salford, Ben Martin, Pioneer, Robert Cowley from City of Manchester, Matthew George from City of Salford, Neil Wiley from Prescott, Harley Benjes, Wigan Best, Nathan Bennett, City of Manchester, Jacob Lee from Southport, and the reserve finalists Jared Armstrong, City of Manchester, and Liam Carlin from Bootle. And they are your finalists for the men's 100 metres freestyle. Head coaches, team managers, you have 15 minutes in which to withdraw any of your swimmers from the finals. And as we come down into the last 5 metres, it looks as though it might be Amy Crompton Hesford. She does 2:47.82 from Jessica Smith from Flixton, and Alexander Prince from Blackpool Aquatics. I'll wait for the confirmation of that result. And there we have it. Heat 6. And so, in this heat number 6, we've got Chloe Shaw from Wigan Best in lane number 1. Neve Pryor from Bolton Metro in 2. Ella Carter from Bolton Metro in 3. Aurora Fagato from City of Manchester in 4. Emily Gaskell, Wigan Best in 5. Jasmine Bracegirdle from Leyland Barracudas in 6. Francesca Brady from Wigan Best in 7. And Elizabeth Ashton from Oldham Aquatics down here in lane number 8. It looks as though it's Aurora. She's going to turn first onto the breaststroke leg from Jasmine Bracegirdle. And then down here you've got Francesca Brady and Elizabeth Ashton, and it looks as though Elizabeth has had a very, very good start to her breaststroke leg. It looks as though Jasmine in lane number 6 is just edging out Aurora and Elizabeth. As we come down into the 150 turn. It looks as though it might be Jasmine that turns first, is it? No, it's Aurora still from Jasmine. And Ella Carter from Bolton Metro. Chloe Shaw over in lane number 1 had a fantastic breaststroke leg. As she comes through into the final 25, she is running away with this. It's going to be the fight for second place. And it looks as though Aurora might just get it. Although only just from Elizabeth Ashton down here in lane number 8. But a great swim by Chloe Shaw over there in lane number 1. And we wait for the confirmation of the results. There we have it. Heat number 7. As we come down to the backstroke leg, it's Ruby McFarlane down here in lane number 8, who had a really, really good butterfly leg. And she has still got the lead over Olivia Hughes from the City of Salford in lane number 6. But these 3 swimmers, Olivia, Francesca and Ruby, look as though they're starting to pull away as they come into the halfway turn. It is Ruby from Olivia Hughes from Francesca Cullen. But over on the far side, it's Grace Whiteman Love from Bolton Metro in first. So the race is 2 sides of the pool. 6, 7 and 8 and 1, 2 and 3. As Ruby is having a very, very good breaststroke leg, and she looks as though she's starting to pull away. Although in the golden lanes, we've got Hannah Wang from Stretford, who's starting to come back. And she's turned in second place as we come to the end of the breaststroke leg. It's still Ruby down here in lane number 8. But coming back on it all the time is Hannah in lane number 4. Into the last 15 metres. I think Ruby is going to hang on. But coming storming back in lane number 2, Holly Barden from Garston. Very, very good swim on that final 50 from Holly Barden. So it's Ruby McFarlane from Hannah Wang and Holly Barden. And then we have confirmation of the result as we move on to heat number 8. As we go on this first 50, it's as though Emma Flannery from the city of Salford has gone storming away. And it looks as though she might turn first, 34.35 for the fly leg. And she's in front of lane 4, Connie Uramoff from Garston. And then over in lane number 2, we've got Isabella Evans from Southport, 35.47 at the turn on the fly. It looks as though it's Isabella that's having the best on the backstroke leg. She looks as though she's come through, and she might. It isn't. It's going to be Emma still who's going to turn in first place from Isabella Evans. Still down here though in lane number 8, Emma Flannery. Good breaststroke leg, but lane number 6, Madeline Bailey from Wigan Best is coming back. She's had a really, really good breaststroke leg. She might, and she turns in first place. I thought it was a good leg, but I didn't realise she'd come back on Emma that quick. So Madeline is out in front. Only just. Still Isabella plugging away at it, and over there on the far side in lane 2, it's lanes 2 and 3 now, as lane 3, Fiona Byrne from Ormskirk looks as though she's going to come through. She's going to get touch from Connie Uramoff and Isabella Evans. Madeline just fading away after that very, very good breaststroke leg as we wait for the confirmation of the result. And in this last event we have a disqualification in lane 4. So event 302, heat 8, lane 4 was disqualified. As we go down onto the fly, Rebecca Walsh from the city of Salford, over there in lane number 1 to 33.42. And then we've got Lucy Canavan from Aquabears. And she turns in second, and Isabel Roberts from the city of Liverpool in third place. And as we come down under the last 15 metres, it looks as though it's Lily Gregg that's had the better of the backstroke leg as we turn into the breaststroke. So it's got Lily Gregg from Lucy Canavan and Megan Smith from Leyland Barracudas down here in lane number 8. I'm sure you've heard it said before, but it's always the breaststroke leg that sorts everything out in this 200 AM. And Lucy Canavan has had a fantastic breaststroke leg, and she turns in first place, overtaking Lily, who had a commanding lead really at the turn. And Lucy is starting to pull away with every stroke into the final 25 metres. She must have 5-7 metres now over Rebecca, over on the far side in lane number 1, who looks as though she's going to be in second place. And then the fight's going to be between Megan Smith down here in lane number 8 and Lily Gregg in 5. So Lucy Canavan, very, very good swim in the second half of that race. Touching first from Rebecca Walsh, and Megan Smith gets the touch for that third place. And there we have the confirmation of that result as we go on to heat number 10. In this heat number 10, we've got Amy Bredand from Bolton Metro, Isabel Dunn from Chorley Marlins, Lola Barron from Burnley Bobcats in 3, Isabel Wilson from Liverpool Penguins in 4, Elizabeth Waring from Lancaster in 6, Ellie Hughes from Liverpool Penguins in 7, and Lois Cronshaw from Pioneer in lane number 8. But it's Isabel Wilson with a commanding lead on this backstroke leg, pulling out just a 5-metre lead. And she comes down underneath the flags. She's going to turn first onto the breaststroke. She turns in first from Isabel Dunn and Elizabeth Waring. As we come down to the 150 turn, it's still Isabel from Elizabeth Waring. Then Lois Cronshaw down here in lane number 8. But still a commanding lead by Isabel as she comes into the final 25 on this freestyle leg of this women's 200 metres individual medley. And as she comes into the finish, 2:44.67 from Elizabeth Waring, 2:48.09, and Lois 2:49.72. And there we have the confirmation of the result as we move on to heat number 11. As we come into the final 15 on this backstroke leg, it's Blair Richardson, which looks as though she's just slightly in front of Sienna Renz from Crosby. As they come into the turn, there's not much between them. So Blair Richardson turns first from Sienna Renz, and then Ellis Bruns from Liverpool Penguin. Beth Hartwell down here in lane number 8 is having a very good breaststroke leg, and she looks as though she's actually coming back onto Blair Richardson. It looks as though Blair's just managing to stay out in front. It's very, very even right the way across the pool. Over in lane number 2, Eve Pendlebury from City of Salford is having a very, very good breaststroke leg. As they come into the 150 turn, it's going to be Blair Richardson from Beth Hartwell from Eve Pendlebury. And down this final 50, it looks as though Blair's going to hang on to it. Into the final 15. Is Beth gonna catch her, or is Blair gonna hang on? It isn't. It's gonna be Beth Hartwell. It's not. It's Blair Richardson by the finest of touches, 3/300ths of a second. That's how close it was at the end. So it's Blair Richardson from Beth Hartwell, Eve Pendlebury, and then we have confirmation of the results. Heat number 12. As we go through the first 25 of this breaststroke leg, it looks as though it's Millie Waddington who's just got slight lead, maybe about a metre, over Charlotte Mead over in lane number 2. And then down here, Lucy Coleman from Wigan Best. But it is going to be Millie that takes the turn onto the freestyle leg. As we're into the final 25, it looks as though Millie has still got the edge, but it's Charlotte Mead. And into the last 5 metres, it looks as though it's going to be Millie Waddington who takes it. She does from Charlotte Mead. And Lucy Coleman down here in lane number 7. Wait for the confirmation of that result. And there we have it, heat 13. As we go down this first 50, it looks as though in lane number 1, Natasha Tai. Ella Prescott from Ormskirk turns in first in lane number 6. From Olivia Borland from Southport and Natasha Tai from City of Salford out there in lane number 1. As we come down to the halfway turn, it does look like Natasha is going to turn first. She does. From Ella, from Charlotte Hayes. It looks as though Charlotte Hayes has come through. Is definitely on the shoulder of Natasha, who's still in a very, very good swim out there in lane number 1. Coming back to her is Lydia Dewhurst from Burnley Bobcats. And as we come into the 150 turn, it's Charlotte Hayes from Lydia Dewhurst, Ella Prescott, and then Natasha. But the race is on down this final 50. Very, very even now between these 4 swimmers. It looks as though Natasha's starting to come through again. And she just might have the edge over Charlotte Hayes. Ella still hanging in there. It looks as though she might finish in 3rd place. It's going to be Natasha Tai from Charlotte Hayes, Ella Prescott and Lydia Dewhurst. I'll wait for the confirmation of that result, and there we have it. Heat 14. And so in this heat 14, in lane number 1, we've got Hannah MacDonald from the city of Salford, Harriet Finn from the city of Salford, Jessica Critchley from Garstang in 3, Ellie Lomax from Oldham Aquatics in 4, Katie Jones from Blackpool Aquatics in 6, Elizabeth Webster from Prescott, and in lane 8, Ellie Thompson from Aquabears. It's Harriet Finn in lane number 2. It's going to go on to the breaststroke leg in first place from Elizabeth Webster. And Ellie Thompson. Ellie Thompson's just starting to come back on Elizabeth. It's Harriet that's hanging in there, over there in lane number 2. And she looks as though she's had the best of the breaststroke leg on this 200 individual medley, and she does turn in first place from Elizabeth, from Ellie Thompson. As we come down into the final 15, it's Harriet Finn from the city of Salford, who looks as though she's just hanging on. It's going to be very, very close between her and Elizabeth. It is very, very close. It's 200ths of a second close. So the win goes to Elizabeth Webster from Harriet Finn and Ellie Thompson. And there we have a confirmation of that result. Move on to heat 15. As we come down into the last 5 metres, it looks as though it's Emily Peters from the city of Manchester. She's got about a 2 metre lead, and she comes into the turn 1:12.68 from Alicia Heath. And then over Ella Falkingham from Southport, over in lane number 2. As we come down into the end of the breaststroke leg, the 150 turn, it looks as though it's going to be Emily Peters again And she's got about a 2-second lead now over Alicia Heath. And she looks as though she's maintaining this lead. Good swimmer down here in lane number 8, swimming out on your own. Being able to maintain that tempo all the way through this event. Into the last 5 metres. Emily Peters, 2:36.78 from Alicia Heath, 2:39.87 from Chelsea Court. Oh no, Ella Falkingham. And then we have the confirmation of the result. Heat 16. In this heat 16, we've got in lane number 1 Ella Bloxage from the city of Salford, Lauren Airy from Preston in 2, Piper Stevens from Wigan Best in 3, Ella Newton, Pioneer 79, and the teammate Mia Smith in lane number 5. In lane number 6, we've got Alicia Oleshinsky, city of Manchester, Darcy Williams from Pioneer 79 in 7, and Gemma Croft from Oldham Aquatics down here in lane number 8. It's Alicia Oleshinsky, who turned for 33.84 from Ella Newton, 34.35. Oh, it looks as though Darcy Williams from Pioneer 79 has had a very, very good backstroke leg. She's going to turn first onto the breaststroke leg. From Alicia. And it's very, very close then. Right the way across the pool. With our other 6 lanes. And coming back in the golden lane, lane number 5, Mia Smith from Pioneer. He's having a very good breaststroke leg. And looks as though it's going to be Darcy Williams. Over in lane number 1 though, Ella Bloxage. Has come storming through, and it looks as though she might even turn first onto the freestyle leg. She does 2:04.01. Very, very good breaststroke leg from Darcy Williams. And Mia Smith came storming through on that breaststroke. And as they come down into the last 15 metres, it's Ella Bloxage from the city of Salford. She takes it 2:39.83 from Alicia, and then Darcy Williams. We'll wait for the confirmation of that result. And there we have it, heat 17. So over in lane number 1, we've got Amarai Hock from Oldham Aquatics, from Olympia Brannock. In 2, lane 3, Emily Unsworth, City of Manchester. May Anderson from Great Harwood in 4. Bailey Siri Kelly, Pioneer 79 in 5. Charlotte Bacon from Oldham Aquatics in 6. Kate Doherty, Bolton Metro in lane number 7. And Jessica Murray from the City of Salford down here in lane number 8. It's Bailey Siri Kelly from Pioneer 79. Turn first, 33.36. Having a good backstroke leg. Just an announcement, could the person on the far side who has a flash on their camera, one, they shouldn't be using cameras or their phones on poolside, and 2, not to use their flash at all. Thank you very much. It was Bailey that turned first, but as we're coming down into the final 15, it looks as though Jessica Murray and also Amarai over on the far side, the race is between these. It looks as though it's going to be Jessica Murray. It is. From Amarai Hock, from Oldham Aquatics. And Bailey Siri Kelly from Pioneer, just taking that 3rd place. Wait for the confirmation of the results. And there we have it. Heat number 18. In this heat 18, this is lane 1, Emma Tabernacle from Preston, Jessica Williamson from Wigan Best in 2, Olivia Sheehan, Wigan Best in 3, Lucy Turner from Burnley Bobcats in 4, Katie Adkins, Southport in 5, Kristen Williams from Preston in 6, Amy Grovestock from Salford, she's in 7, and Daisy Cornell from Everton in lane number 8. It's very, very even. As we're through the first 25 on this breaststroke leg. Now on the far side, Emma Tabernacle from Preston turned in 2nd place at the halfway, but looks as though she just might have the edge. As we come to the end of the breaststroke leg, she looks as though she might just have a slight lead over Katie Atkins. She does, but it's not very much. We're only 7/10 of a second. And a good breaststroke leg from Avie Grosstock from the city of Salford has brought her up into contention. But it is Emma Tabernacle from Preston out on the far side. A good 2-3 metre lead. And she comes into the finish. It's going to be touch and go. 4 swimmers all together. It might be Jessica Williams. It is Jessica Williams from Olivia Sheehan. Amy Grosstock. Very, very close between those 3. As we wait for the confirmation of the results. And there we have it. Heat 19. Looks as though it might be Alicia Hogan. Might turn first at the end of this fly leg, but then again, Leah Edwards. That's Abigail Harrott in second, Leah Edwards in third at the end of the fly leg. So it's these 3 that just have the edge. We're down here in lane number 7, Drew Gallagher and Freya Ainsworth are starting to come back, having a good backstroke leg. Still Alicia though, with about 3/4 of a body length. As we come into the turn, she does turn first from Drew Gallagher. Freya Ainsworth. It's going to be down to this breaststroke. And it just proves that even though you don't have a good first 2 legs, the fly in the backstroke doesn't mean that you're actually out of it. Everybody is virtually together now as we come into the 150 turn. It looks as though it might be Leah again. No, it's still Alicia from Leah Edwards, from Tanisha Benet-Smith. As we come down into the final 15, Alicia very, very strong on this freestyle leg under the flags. She's going to take it from Leah Edwards, and then it's going to be very, very close then for 3rd place. It looks as though it's Emily Morris. And there we have the confirmation of the result. Heat 20. As we get to the end of the butterfly leg, we had 3 people in first place. Kashiki Chowan, Lily Duckworth and Finn. And as we come down this backstroke, it's coming back all even. 6 swimmers virtually all together, and it's going to be touch and go. Who's going to turn first onto the breaststroke leg? It looks as though it might be Eve Richins. She does, she turns first. Great turn off the wall for Lily Duckworth though. It's just put her out slightly in front. Down here, in lane number 8, Faith Bryan from Everton. Quietly sort of sneaking up on our leaders. Having a fantastic swim down here in this outside lane. As we come down into the turn, it still looks as though it's Eve Richins. She turns 2 minutes dead from Kashiki Chowan. And then Lily Duckworth. Katie Rawnsley from Prescott in 4th with Faith Bryan. Not having the best of breaststroke leg, even though she was she looked as though she was sneaking up on those leaders. As we come down into the last 5 metres, it is going to be Eve Richins from Kashiki Chowan and Katie Rawnsley. And we have the confirmation of that result as we move on to Heat 21. There's a good backstroke leg by Abigail Towell. She turns first onto the breaststroke leg from Isabel Williamson over in 1. With Beth McDonald, City of Salford, in lane number 3. Just edging out Rachel Hornby in lane number 2. She's having a good leg. She looks as though she's coming back, especially on her teammate Isabel out there in lane number 1. And it looks as though Rachel is starting to come through. She might even take it onto the freestyle leg in the lead. It is Abigail from Isabel and Rachel, but there's not much between them. We're only talking 2/10 of a second. And at the turn, it looks as though Rachel has had the better of the turns. As we come into the last 15 metres, it looks as though it's going to be Rachel Hornby from Wigan Best. And as she pulls away, she takes her teammate Isabel. She's going to finish in second place from Abigail. Wait for that confirmation of the result. And there we have it, Heat 22. So on this first leg, it looks as though it might be Alice Entwistle from Clitheroe. She looks as though she's got a slight lead, probably over to Hera Collins. And then Georgia Ashton. It is still Alice just out in front, maybe just a metre or so that she's got over Georgia Ashton. And down here, Amy White from Everton. Amy White having a very, very good backstroke leg. Coming through very, very strongly. And she looks as though she might turn in second place. So it's going to be Alice Entwistle from Amy White from Georgia Ashton. Amy White looking very, very strong at the minute. Good long stroke. She's just got the edge. She might just have half a body length lead. So Georgia's starting to come back. Alice looks as though she just might still have that second place at the end of the 150. So it is Amy White from Georgia Ashton. And then Georgia Heath, her teammate, in lane number 5. But it's a race down to the finish on this freestyle leg, and Lucy Dixon from the city of Salford has come storming up and looks as though she's going to catch these other 3 swimmers. It looks as though it might be Georgia Ashton. As we come into the last 5 metres, it might be Georgia Ashton from Georgia Heath, from Amy White, from Lucy Dixon. And there we have the confirmation of that result. Heat 23. As we come down into the 50 turn, it's Amy Tebay from Ruby Hearn. But it's still very, very even. across the pool. Two swimmers, Olivia McGinty, Amy Tebay, just on the far side, lane 1 and 2. They're going to turn first and second. And it looks as though Olivia has had the better turn off the wall onto the breaststroke leg. And she's got the slight lead. Over what looks like Jessica Smith now, but she marginally in front of 4 other swimmers. So as we come down to the 150 turn, there's going to be Olivia McGinty. And she turns in the onto the freestyle leg under that magical 2 minutes. And she looks as though she's starting to edge out slightly. As we come down into the last 5 meters, it's going to be Olivia McGinty from Jessica Smith from Isabel Forrest. Wait for the confirmation of the result. As we get down to the end of this first leg, it's very, very close between everybody. And just about a second that covers all 8 swimmers. And it looks as though it's Lily Walworth from Southport, who's just started to stretch a little bit of a lead out from Kimberly Burston. And Libby Manning down here from Garston. So it's still Lily Walworth. It's just has about a metre lead over the rest of the swimmers, all in one line virtually. There's not much to choose between anybody for second place. Maybe 1 or 2 that are just starting to edge out, but Lily has got a good lead. It's 4 seconds there or thereabouts. As we come into the final 25. It's a good swim by Lily, but coming back at her is Isabel Hartley, who is catching her all the time. And it looks as though Lily's lost her hat as we come into the last 5 metres. Is she going to hang on? She does. It's a very, very good swim by Isabel Hartley from the city of Salford to come back so strong, but well done to Lily for hanging on. I think we need to go and retrieve a hat. It's somewhere down about the 15-metre mark. Heat 25. And at the end of this fly leg of this Heat 25, it's Emma Whittingham from Southport. It was about a metre lead over Josephine Stevens, Alexander Livingston, Emma Blair. And down here in lane number 7, Jessica Law, her teammate. This lead has just been brought back, and as we come into the turn, it's not as big as it was at the start. As they turn onto the breaststroke leg, she still has less than a half her body length lead. But her teammate Jessica, good turn off the wall, as well as Josephine Stevens out there in lane number 1, who's coming through quite strongly. As we come down into the end of this breaststroke leg, it looks as though it's Josephine Stevens from Emma Whittingham, lanes 1 and 2, and then maybe Jessica Law. That's Elisa McElroy from Southport, turning in 3rd place. It's the Southport swimmers who seem to be very, very strong on the freestyle leg, and it's going to be Emma Whittingham who comes in, who takes it from Josephine Stevens and Emma Blair from Aquabears, who had a good freestyle leg. And as we wait for the confirmation, there it is, Heat 26. At the end of the fly leg, Medley Dronsfield, 30.48 from Leah Williams, 31.28. So Meadow still got this slight lead over Leah Williams. Coming through strongly, Maya Erzeniz-Essin from Bolton Metro. But it is Meadow from Leah, from Maya. As at the end of the breaststroke leg, it is Meadow from Leah. And these two, Meadow got about a metre or so lead over Leah, and Leah's got about a 2 metre lead now over Maya. Coming back strongly, Melissa Braddock over on the far side, lane number 1 from the Wigan Best. So it's Medley Dronsfield from Leah Williams and Maya Erzeniz-Essin just hanging on to third place from Melissa Braddock. As we wait for the confirmation of the results, there we have it, E27. And so in lane number 1 we've got Anna Duncan from Liverpool Penguins, Maisie Johnson from Southport, a teammate Charlotte Hughes. In lane number 3 Emma Dixon from the City of Manchester. In lane number 4 Emily Keys from the City of Salford, Cara Tomasello from the City of Manchester, and then her teammates Erin Hoyland in 7 and Hannah Head in lane number 8. But it looks as though it's Emily Keys from Chiara. It's lane 5 and 6. These have got a slight lead over Maisie and Anna Duncan over on the far side. But there's not much between as we come down to the end of the backstroke leg. It is going to be Chiara. She turns first from Emily Keys and Maisie Johnson and Anna Duncan. And it looks as though Chiara's just had the better turn off the wall. Coming through Erin Hoyland. Down here in lane number 7. Another City of Manchester swimmer. Is having a very, very good breaststroke leg. Is coming through. Looks as though she's going to turn first onto the freestyle leg. Powering her way through, coming into the last 5 metres. It might just be Emma Dixon that turns first. Maisie Johnson in second. Erin Hoyland coming through, like I said, was that very, very good breaststroke leg. And she looks as though she's got stronger on the second half of the race. We're over in lane 4, Emma Dixon, City of Manchester. As we come under the last 5 metres, it's going to be Emma Dixon from what looks like Erin Hoyland. It is from Maisie Johnson. Very, very good breaststroke leg there by Erin Hoyland. And then we have the confirmation of that result for Heat 27, Heat 28. And so as we come down to the end of this butterfly leg, it's very, very even. Not much between anybody. Yeah. It's probably only about a second, if that, between everybody. It's as we come down on this backstroke leg, these are 2 golden lanes, Elizabeth Wafer from Preston and Victoria Dawson from Southport. Lizzie having a very good backstroke leg as she comes into the turn. She's going to turn first, 109.20, 110.53 for Victoria. Very long glide by Lizzie. It's a good strong breaststroke leg by Victoria Dawson though. She's just starting to edge out. Although Jessica Morgan, her teammate on the other side of Lizzie Wafer, has come through. And these two, first and second, are 2 Southport swimmers. It's going to be between these two. And as we come down into the towards the final 15, it looks as though it's going to be Jessica Morgan from Victoria Dawson, but coming back in lane 6, Alice Fox, Hannah Sheehan down here in lane number 8. And it's Jessica Morgan from Alice Fox and Victoria Dawson. And there we have the confirmation of the result as we move on to our final heat, Heat 29. As we come through the 25 metres of this backstroke leg, is it Chloe Golding? Seems to have stretched out a good 2 metre lead over Matty J. Oliver from Bootle down here in lane number 7. It's going to be Chloe Golding She turns onto the breaststroke leg from Matty J. Oliver. And then Charlotte Rents. And Charlotte Nesta. And Charlotte Nesta having a good breaststroke leg. She seems to be coming through. Just overtaken Matty J. It's Olivia Clare in lane 3, having another good breaststroke leg, but it's still Chloe Golding. She turns first from Charlotte and Olivia Clare. And into the last 50 metres. It looks as though it's Chloe Golding. But the battle's going to be for second place. Is it going to be Charlotte or is it going to be Olivia? It looks as though Charlotte might just hang on. She does. From Olivia Clare. And there we have the confirmation of that result. And that brings us to the end of event 302. Our next event is event 303, which is the men's 200 metres backstroke. There are 14 heats. And we start with heat number 1. And so in this heat number 1 of this men's 200 backstroke, in lane number 3 we've got Zach Hickson from Blackpool Aquatics. And in lane 4 Lewis Gilbert from Flixton. And Oliver Crooks from Bolton Metro in lane number 5. As we go through the turn. It's Lewis from Zach, from Oliver. As we come down into the halfway turn, it's Lewis. It's 1:29.51. Entry time 3:02. So looking at that, if he keeps going at the same rate, we could have a slight PB as we go on. As we go down in the through the 150 turn, it is Lewis Gilbert still out in front, 2:17. As we come down under the flags, is he going to make it? 59, 1. 3:01.59. That's a hundredth of a second PB.
Just have to get them.
Anyway, apologies about that. We're back with you. And we'll just wait for the confirmation of the result for heat number 2. And there we have it as we move on to heat number 3. And so in this heat number 3, in lane number 1, we've got Finley Pope from Bolton Metro, Bradley McWilliams from Fleetwood in 2, Conor O'Boyle from Everton in 3, Reuben Quayle, Bolton Metro in 4, Max Brantley, City of Salford in lane number 5, Joseph Cairns from the Leyland Barracudas in 6, Emil Dawkins from Preston in 7, and Harrison Knight from Ormskirk in lane number 8. It looks as though it's Reuben with a good 2-metre lead as he comes into the halfway turn. As they go down this third 50, it is Reuben that has still got this 2-metre lead over Finley over there in lane number 1. As we come into the finish of this heat 3 and wait for the confirmation of the result, but Reuben stayed out in front, 2:43, and there we have the confirmation of that result. Heat number 4. Just a quick announcement to our swimmers. Lucy Coleman, apparently your kickboard is in the coach's room. If you would like to go and retrieve it, that's where it is. So Lucy Coleman, your kickboard is in the coach's room. It looks as though Samuel Grimes is going to turn first. Has had a good first 100 metres in this 200 backstroke. 1:19.84. And he's turning from Nathan Clare. Over there in lane number 2. They've just got about a metre's lead now. Over the other swimmers who are sort of in one long line right away across the pool. And it is Nathan Clare that turns at the 150 in first from Samuel Grimes. All our other swimmers still in one line across the pool. As we come down into the last 5 metres, it looks as though it's going to be Nathan Clare from Samuel Grimes. And then Lewis Crosby. Now wait for the confirmation of the results. And there we have it, heat number 5. So off down this first 50, it looks as though it's Miles Flanagan. He turns first in front of Max Delaney and Nathan Arthur. But there's not much between any of them. As we come down into the halfway turn, it is still Miles from Max Delaney. And these two just about a body length lead over Nathan Arthur. And then the others that are probably about a metre or so behind. through 150 as we come through to 175. It looks as though it's Max Delaney. It's just starting to edge away. Nathan Arthur is starting to come through. He's having a good swim. It's going to be Max that's going to touch first, and Miles looks as though he's just going to hang on to that second place. He does, with Nathan Arthur in third. And there we have the confirmation of that result as we move on to heat number 6. Turning first down the first 50. Tom Arkwright from Leyland Barracudas, from Zach Walmsley at Blackburn. Orencia Sufi from City of Manchester. He was in third place. Not much to choose between any of them, although Tomo has probably got about half a body length lead. As we come down to the halfway turn, coming back at him, George Cookson from Carnforth. Orensi still in that third place. It's coming through on the shoulder of Orensi, Maxwell Sturzica. Having a good third 50. And Tom has just relinquished his lead slightly by to George Cookson from Carnforth. As we come down into the last 5 meters, it looks as though it might be Zach Walmsley who might get the touch. He gets the touch from George Cookson and Mark Thompson from Bolton Metro. I'll wait for the confirmation of that, and there we have the confirmation of the result. Just a quick reminder that there are no mobile phones to be used on poolside, and the person who keeps activating the flash, can they stop it, please? Apologies, referee. Heat number 7. So down the first 50, Nathan Holmes from Preston and Henry Moore have just got this small lead. And as they come down this this leg into the halfway point, they now have about a 5-metre length lead over the rest of the field. So it's Nathan from Henry. And then it's Cian Tevlin from Oldham Aquatics turning in 3rd place. But as we come down into the 150 turn, it looks as though Henry has come right back to Nathan. Nathan's still hanging on, but only just to that lead that he had. And it looks as though he's had the better turn off the wall. As we come down into this final 25. It is Nathan Holmes from Henry Moore, but it's going to be the battle for 3rd place. It's going to be very, very close between lanes 2, 3 and 4, but it's going to be lane 4, Charles Kelly. I'll wait for the confirmation of the result. And there we have the confirmation of that result as we move on to heat number 8. And so in this heat 8, William Havers Strong It's Burnley Bobcats, Joel Morley from Southport, Matthew Jones from Bury and Elton, William Naylor from Blackpool Aquatics, Lucas Vose from Wigan Best, Richard Mead from Carnforth, and Christopher Lockett from the city of Salford. It's William Naylor that probably has the slightest of leads as they go through the turn. Good turn at halfway. And Christopher Lockett, probably the bester of the turns. It's brought him back. There's now 5 swimmers all together. Probably Will just hanging on. But it'll be all on this turn as we go through the 150. And as we go through the 150 turn, it's Lucas Vose in lane number 5 that's just got the edge of those 5 swimmers. And it's over in lane number 1, William Havers-Strong and Joel Morley are still going. In fact, William Havers-Strong looks as though he's coming through in this last 15 metres. He goes under the flags. It's going to be all on the touch. It might be William Havers-Strong. It is William Havers-Strong from Lucas Vose and Joel Morley. That's a good final 50 from William. Wait for the confirmation of that result, and there we have it. Heat number 9. And in this heat number 9, we've got Vadim Bosch from City of Liverpool, James Hanford from Leyland Barracudas, Ruben Robotham Keating, City of Manchester, Jake Wissett from Ormskirk, Liam Carey from Wigan Best, lane 7, Ellis Kenny from Prescott, and lane number 8, Joseph Chappell from Fleetwood. And through the halfway, Liam Carey from Wigan Best has turned first about half a second in front of Joseph Chappell with Vadim over on the far side in lane number 1 in 3rd place. And through the 150 turn, it's now Joseph Chappell. Not much between these swimmers. Joe just having the better swim. Into the final 20. He's probably got about half a length lead over Liam Carey, although Vadim is coming through. It might be Vadim Bosch, but it's not Liam Carey that's in second, with Vadim Bosch in third. As we wait for the confirmation of the results. There we have it. Heat number 10. And in this heat 10, in lane number 1, we've got Jai Bolton from City of Salford, Harry Robinson from Pioneer 79, Gabriel Taylor Rimmer from Bolton Metro. In lane number 3, lane number 4, Harvey Lowe from the Isle of Man. Oliver Taylor from the City of Manchester. In 5, Alexander Dillon from Southport. In 6, Alex Campbell from City of Manchester in 7, and Matthew Rooney from Everton down here in lane number 8. It's Alex Campbell that has the slight edge over Alex Dillon, and Gabriel Taylor Rimmer. And it's going to be Alex Campbell from Gabriel. As we come down into the 150 turn, it's Gabriel Taylor Rimmer has had a good third 50, and he turns in front of Oliver Taylor. Still not much in it though. It's Alexander Dillon, lane 6, still not out of it. As we come down into the last 5 meters, as though it's Oliver Taylor who's just going to take it from Gabriel Taylor Rimmer and Alex Campbell. And we'll wait for the confirmation of that result, and there we have it, heat 11. through the first 50. Zach Smith-Shelley from Burnley Bobcats has just got the slight lead over everybody else, who are in a big long line across the pool. It looks as though the next person to him is going to be Matthew Murphy from the city of Salford. Although Christy Hayden Callan was doing well, didn't have the best of turns off the wall there. Still going though, still keeping up with Zach. Still very, very even. Coming down this third 50. As we come down into it looks as though it's going to be Zach Smith-Shelley. From Christy Hayden Callan. And it's these two that are just starting to edge away now from our other swimmers. Miles Paul having a good swim, and it looks as though he's going to come through into third place. And it's Christy that's at the best at the final 25s. Who touches first, and there's the confirmation of that result as we move on to Heat 12. And so in this heat, in lane number 1, we've got Ellis Cleworth from the city of Liverpool, Luke Adams, city of Salford, Alexander Axford, city of Manchester, Jack Morris from Bolton Metro, Harry Robinson from Preston, Mason Barnsley Fowler, Leyland Barracudas, Thomas Duxbury from Bolton Metro, and Christian Allen from the city of Liverpool. Down here in lane number 8, it looks like Luke Adams. He's going to turn first in front of Jack Morris and Ellis. And the best turn off the wall was Thomas Duxbury. And that turn has just brought him right back into contention. Mason Barnsley Fowler as well, having a good swim. Well, it looks as though Luke Adams, he's going to come into the 150 turn in front of everybody else. But from then on, there's not much between any of everybody. Ellis Cleworth second, Jack Morris in third, Harry Robinson from Preston in fourth. As we come down into the final 15, Ellis Cleworth starting to come back on Luke Adams, but I think he's just going to run out of pool. Luke Adams is going to touch first from Ellis Cleworth. And Thomas Duxbury. And there we have the confirmation of that result as we move on to Heat 13. And in this penultimate heat, we've got Thomas Hill from Southport, Jack O'Brien from the city of Manchester, Will Camden, city of Salford, Sam Taylor, city of Manchester, Daniel Clark from Prescott, Gabriel Glynn from Bolton Metro, Alexander Morley, city of Salford, and in lane 8, Bradley Astles from Preston. As we come into the halfway turn, it looks as though it's Daniel Clark. He goes through 103, followed by Jack O'Brien. But there's not much between them. So 5 swimmers all vying for that second place. And through the 150, it's still Daniel Clark who's got this this good lead. Over the next 3 swimmers of Jack O'Brien, Will Camden, Sam Taylor, and Alex Morley. As we wait for the confirmation of that result. And there we have the confirmation as we move on to our final heat, heat number 14. As we come down to the first 50, Marcus Day, City of Salford turning first, Matthew George, his teammate, In second place with James Cross from Wigan Best. In third place, as we come into the halfway turn, it is Marcus Day from Matthew George. These two starting to pull away from the rest of the swimmers. And Matthew just starting to come up onto the shoulder of Marcus. As we go through the turn, it is still Marcus Day, but only by half a second from Matthew George. And I think the race is on between these two teammates. Who's going to get the win? It's Marcus who's just hanging on. As we come into the last 5 metres, is Matthew George going to get it? It's going to be all on the touch. It isn't. It's Marcus Day from Matthew George. From Matthew Evans. We'll wait for the confirmation of that result. And there we have the confirmation of that result, which brings us to the end of our events for this morning. The next event is event 304, which will be the final of the men's 100 metres freestyle. This will be for our 10 and 11 years age group. I'll just wait for our swimmers to clear the pool. Okay, I think we're ready to go. This is the final of the men's 100 metres freestyle, 10 and 11 years age group. And so, off we go in this first final. In lane 1, we've got Lewis Gilbert from Flixton. Lane 2 is Daniel Haynes from Wigan Best. Lane 3, Emil Dawkins from Preston. Lane 4, Harvey Kinnear from Preston. Lane 5, Ruben Quayle from Bolton Metro. Lane 6, Eric Inman from Preston. Lane 7, Finley Pope from Bolton Metro. And lane 8, Nikolai Pitera from Southport. And it's through the halfway. It's Ruben Quayle from Bolton Metro and Eric Inman from Preston, who just turned in front. But there's not much between them. Emil Dawkins probably just coming through in lane number 3. But as I said, there's not much. Even in lane 1, Lewis Gilbert from Flixton is starting to come as Emil Dawkins just starts to fade. It's going to be Harvey Kinnear, looks like. It's Harvey Kinnear from Emil Dawkins from Lewis Gilbert. We'll wait for the confirmation of that result. And there we have the confirmation of that result. Our next event is event 305, which is the boys' 12 years, 100 metres freestyle final. And so in this final, in lane number 1, we've got Mark Thompson from Bolton Metro, Samuel Grimes from Wigan Best. Lane 3, Johnny Gibbs from Preston. Lane 4 is Joshua Walker from City of Manchester. Lane 5, Jake Christen from City of Manchester. Lane 6, Callum Rollin from Southport. Lane 7, Mackenzie Ronson Horrocks from Carnforth. And in lane 8, Robbie Bishop from Southport. As we go through the halfway turn, it's Joshua Walker from Johnny Gibbs and Jake Christen. But it looks as though lane 3, Johnny Gibbs, is coming back on Joshua Walker. As these two are fighting it out, as we come underneath the flags, it looks as though it's going to be Joshua Walker that might just hang on from Johnny Gibbs and Jake Christen. I'll wait for the confirmation of that result. And there we have the confirmation of that result. Our next event is event 306, which is the boys' 13 years, 100 metres freestyle final. And so in this 13 years age group final, in lane number 1, we've got Max Delaney from Leyland Barracudas. Lane 2, Liam Carey from Wigan Best. Lane 3, Tom Arkwright, Leyland Barracudas. Lane 4, Ruben Robotham Keating from the City of Manchester. Lane 5, Benjamin Horton from the City of Manchester. Lane 6, Miles Paul from City of Salford. Lane 7, Joseph Stout, City of Salford. And in lane 8, Zach Walmsley from Blackburn. But it's Ruben Robotham Keating through the first 50, 29-22, who looks as though he's got a body length lead over the other two. It's going to be for second place. It looks as though it might be Liam Carey, but coming through right at the end is Benjamin Horton. It's Ruben Robotham Keating from Liam Carey from Benjamin Horton. And there we have the confirmation of that result. Our next final is event 307, which is the boys' 40 100 metres freestyle. And so in this final, in lane 1, we've got Finlay Makin from City of Manchester. Lane 2, Oliver Taylor, City of Manchester. Lane 3, Samuel Ellis from City of Liverpool. Lane 4, Tyrese Smith from the City of Liverpool. Lane 5, Ellis Cleworth, City of Liverpool. Lane 6, Nathan Holmes from Preston. Lane 7, Max Adams from City of Salford. And in lane 8, Jake Reynolds from Bolton Metro. And as we come down into the last 15 metres, it looks as though it might be Ellis Cleworth from Nathan Holmes. Ellis Cleworth and Nathan Holmes. It's Tyree Smith from Ellis Cleworth, from Nathan Holmes. And there we have the confirmation of that result. Our next event is for the boys 15 years, 100 metres freestyle final. And in this 15 years age group, in lane 1 we've got Thomas McCarthy from the city of Salford. Lane 2 is Finlay Jones-Wright from Fleetwood. Adam Jones from the city of Manchester. In 3, Joseph Burns from Prescott. In 4, Gabriel Glynn from Bolton Metro. In 5, Benjamin Havers-Strong from Burnley Bobcats. In 6, One-Eye Tam from city of Manchester. In 7, and Alfredo Lozano from Wigan Best in lane number 8. As we come down into the final 25, it looks as though it's Joseph Burns from Gabriel Glynn, but Gabriel Glynn is starting to come through as Joseph Burns starts to fade. It's going to be Gabriel Glynn from Joseph Burns and Adam Jones. And there we have the confirmation of that result. As we move on to our next final. Which is for the boys 16 years, 100 metres freestyle final. And in this 16 years final, in lane number 1, we've got Thomas Silk from Crosby, Zach Smith-Shelley from Burnley Bobcats in 2, Ewan Wilson from the city of Salford in 3, Kian Majai from Wigan Best in 4, Jack Morris from Bolton Metro in 5, Daniel Holmes from Preston in 6, Luca Tomasello from City of Manchester in 7, and Thomas Dugdale from Carnforth in lane number 8. But it's Kian Majai from Wigan Best, who's got a body length lead over the rest of the field. Who's going to get it second is Jack Morris from Ewan Wilson. And there we have the confirmation of the results. As we move on to our next event, our final of this morning, which is the men's 17 years and over 100 metres freestyle final. And so in this final, in lane 1, we've got Scott Proven from the city of Salford, Ben Martin from Pioneer 79 in 2, Robert Cowley, from City of Manchester in 3, Matthew George from the City of Salford in 4, Neil Wiley from Prescott in 5, Harley Benjes from Wigan Best in 6, Nathan Bennett, City of Manchester in 7, and Jacob Lee from Southport in lane number 8. And it's Robert Cowley from Matthew George, Ben Martin, but it's anybody's race. It's really even right the way across the pool. It looks as though it might be still Robert Cowley as we come down into the final 5 metres. It's going to be anybody's touch. It's Robert Cowley from Neil Wiley and Harley Benjes. And there we have the confirmation of that result. And that brings us to the end of all events for this morning. Our warm-up this afternoon is at 1:15, and that will be for the girls 15 years and under, and that'll be 1:15 to 1:30. 15 years and over girls, 1:30 to 1:45. 1:45 till 2 is the boys 14 years and under, and from 2 till 2:15 are the boys 15 years and over. Thank you very much to all our competitors, our winners, and our judges and referees. We'd like to thank them, and if they would like to leave the pool deck,